This four-game series, the Rays and the Athletics. Right now, let's check in with Todd Callis.
Website Wednesday. Tonight, people have tuned in on a good night because not only can you ask Dwayne and Kevin questions, we'll tell you more about that in a little while, we also have a poll for you. We're going to wrap up last week's poll, which was how many games on this homestand did you think the Rays would win? Well, we are down to two choices at this point. The Rays could still end up with 6 wins on the homestand, but right now they are 4-2, and you can see it's almost a 50-50 split so far in our poll. And the new poll with interleague play about to start this weekend is which of the 5 teams are you most looking forward to seeing? Is it going to be the Marlins that you're looking forward to seeing, the Phillies, rematch of last year's World Series, the Mets, the Rockies, or the Nationals? You can log on to sunsportstv.com or fsfloриdatv.com. Click on the Rays link and submit your vote. Also, tonight you can ask questions of Dwayne or Kevin. I'll be making sure I give you all the questions and answers as we roll on ask.therays@fox.com. KK, sorry about that. Dwayne, back to you.
It's all right.
All right, Todd. We're looking forward to the evening. Fun night of baseball here at Tropicana Field, and we're looking forward to those questions as well. Let's take a look at the Oakland starting lineup for the Athletics. Cabrera again leads it off, followed by Kurt Suzuki. Cust is the third spot hitter and the DH. Matt Holliday cleanup, followed by Jason Giambi, and Adam Kennedy, who spent spring training with the Rays, is in there again at second. Bobby Crosby, Aaron Cunningham, and Rajay Davis rounding out the lineup for their skipper, Bob Garrett.
Lefty Scott Kazmir on the mound tonight, trying to gain his confidence back. Forget about mechanics and throw the baseball. 8 starts so far this year. ERA pushing 7 right there. The 25 walks and 41 1/3 is what's hurt him most. Getting through that first inning tonight is essential. Scott does lead Major League Baseball in pitches per inning at 19, but the good news is he's had a lot of success historically against the Oakland A's, so hopefully that works out tonight. Let's go to the Rays defense. In the outfield, Carl Crawford in left, B.J. Upton in center. Dave Kapler against the lefty once again in right field. Evan Longoria and Jason Bartlett on the left side. Aki Uemura and Carlos Pena on the right side of the infield. Yano Navarro behind the plate for Scott Kazmir.
Well, let's take a look at the Toyota trend of the night involving Scott Kazmir, and here's a trend the Rays certainly hope continues. Kaz is 7-2 with a 248 lifetime earned run average against Oakland. The A's collectively hitting 221 off him, and the numbers that he runs out there right now are not becoming to Scott Kazmir. 4-3 with a 697 earned run average. He has been a much better pitcher throughout his career than those numbers reflect so far this year. Here's Orlando Cabrera, and the first pitch is down and in, and you'd really like to see it. You referenced, Kevin, get off to a good start here, throw some strikes in the first inning, and get that first inning under his belt. There's a strike.
Scott has said he found something mechanically he was working on. He talked to Troy Percival the other day. He's been searching, but you can't be thinking as you're delivering baseball.
Oh! That's a little bit wide, 2-1. That's going to pick up the corner. Square the count at 2-2. That pitch had a little life out there on it.
Sure did. Power it right through the zone right there.
It's a good sign early. And the first 4 pitches he has thrown. Now full count. Yeah, 52 hits and a little over 41 innings of work. Those are not numbers that you're used to seeing put up by Kazmir. He walked 25 in the innings, 32 strikeouts. And a popper short left. Out goes Bartlett. Crawford in. It's going to be Bartlett to make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired. Going away.
All fastballs from Scott Kazmir. That's good news to get that first out of the way. Bartlett was calling that all the way, even though Crawford could have probably come in and taken it. let Jason have it because he called it immediately.
It brings up Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki, the season so far overall, has been their best hitter at .313. Fastball. There have been times when Kazmir just could not establish command of that fastball. Up and away, and it's 1-1. He's come out throwing it here tonight. Balls and a strike.
Navarro shaking his head yes, and I think what he's saying, it might have been outside, but he's throwing the ball well. Just keep powering it right there in the outside corner.
And a line drive into left. Crawford back a couple steps and makes the catch. Well, all fastballs and then the changeup. And Suzuki lines out. Base is empty, and here's the DH, Jack Cust. You know, the other thing that's been interesting about Kazmir so far, left-handed hitters are batting .313 off him so far this season.
Saw that, yeah. I did see that. Well, the other day against the Cleveland Indians, he got behind Grady Sizemore 2-0. Just trying to throw a fastball right down the middle, and Grady jumped on it to home run. You would think that slider would be a pitch to be effective, of course, like right there.
Cust started to go and could not check. He was gearing for the fastball. Rays with the shift on, and with a 1 strike count, Longoria vacates third base, and you see him shaded up the middle there to the left of your screen. One and one. There's Hockey in short right field. Balls and a strike. Oakland starting the night 14-22. The Rays are 20-21. Bob Guerin, the Oakland skipper. And a pitch misses. 3-1.
Here's where you got to be careful, because you don't want to throw any free swings right here, right down the middle. I mean, this guy does have tremendous home run power. That's where he's been hurt on left. He's getting behind and just grooving.
And he misses low with a fastball to walk the DH. So Cust heads to first, and Matt Holliday, the cleanup man who hit the big home run last night in the 11th inning, will bat here in the first. His home run last night, his 5th of the year. He got off to a slow start in the power department. He's trying to make up for it recently. Pitch low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Two. There's the home run he hit in the 11th inning last night on a 3-2 changeup.
Yeah, just a floater. It stayed up. I think if Bill was able to drop it more down on the plate, he might have seen Matt Holliday chase that.
And you know, as strange as it may seem, that Nelson really was in the game trying to get Cust, the left-handed hitter, because of the way he matches up against lefties, and thought he had him, and then the error changed all that. And once the count went to 3-2, was a toss-up. Holiday hit it out. Ball 3. So it's 3-0. Well, you've got to be resilient if you're working in the bullpen.
You're not kidding.
You've got to just forget about yesterday and start daybreak with a new day. 3-1 to count. Actually, as disappointing as that game was for the Rays to lose, they had opportunities, you know, late in a scoreless game in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, and again in the 10th. Really, they left 7 men on base, 5 of those men in scoring position. You do that in a scoreless game, the baseball god's just not going to let you win.
That's right. You're not going to get that many opportunities on that produce. Good fastball right by Holiday right there. A little late life on that one.
Well, the count is full, you know, and as a result, the air and strike zone suddenly got smaller there, and a couple other things happened.
Yeah,
and you wind up losing.
And what I liked is, you know, Evan Longoria took responsibility. He said he struck out a couple of times with chances to win the game, and Bartlett took responsibility.
3-2, and it's skied up the right side, out of play, foul.
Woody was pointing a finger at Nelson.
Well, that's one thing about this club, and it has had. This season has been filled with its starts and stops, restarts and a stop. They got to 500, and that was a big win. Very disappointed about the loss last night, but this team has some character about it, which is another encouraging sign. 3-2, and he just missed outside. So a couple of walks after getting the first 2 men. So a good start getting Cabrera and Suzuki. Now he's lost Cust and Holiday, and he'll face Jason Giambi. Well, Giambi hitting 193, 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. Pitches a ball down and in.
Kazmir's had a lot of success against Jason Giambi, 2 for 19 with 8 strikeouts. That first pitch didn't miss by much.
Two balls and no strikes. Well, after getting those first 2 outs, you were thinking, boy, this could be maybe a quick inning and save a few pitches, but the pitch count's already up to 24 here in the first. Ground ball that's going to go through the left side against the shift. Cust will try to score. The throw's back toward Longoria in the cutoff spot as Cust scores. And the A's take a 1-0 lead as Giambi grounds one through the open left side. Holiday stopped at second base.
Yeah, he beats the shift right there. He got a fastball away and just put it in play. And Jason knows that he's had no luck really against Scott Kazmir, so he was just trying to make good solid contact and hit it right where Bartlett would have been had there been no shift. But sometimes you're going to get burned on that.
There's Adam Kennedy. And he starts him with a strike. Fastball to open this count. Two quick ones here to Kennedy. Oakland with a first inning run. And a wave and a miss. Kennedy's out on strikes to retire the side. A run in. We go to the bottom of the first. Rays coming in to hit. As B.J. Upton walks toward the plate, he'll be the leadoff hitter again tonight for the Rays, followed by Carl Crawford and Evan Longoria, Carlos Pena, Jason Bartlett, and Willie Ibar down the middle. Rocky Iwamura hits seventh, Gabe Kapler eighth. Gianna Navarro's in there behind the plate, batting ninth.
Lefty Brett Anderson on the mound, the rookie, 0-4, 6.03 earned run average.
And the pitch is too low. He's only 21 years old, Anderson.
There are the numbers right there. 31 and a third innings pitched, and 5 home runs.
There's a strike. He likes to work quickly. He'll get that ball right back from Suzuki, and he's ready to go. Just like that, he's ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wave and a miss. He makes quick work of B.J. Upton.
Take a look at the defense behind Brett Anderson tonight. Left field, Matt Holliday. Rajay Davis gets a start in center field. Aaron Cunningham in right. Bobby Crosby and Orlando Cabrera on the left side of the infield. Adam Kennedy, Jason Giambi on the right side. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate for the 21-year-old Brett Anderson. He did have a blister problem for a couple of starts as well. It affected him, but he says he's over that now.
1-0 the count to Carl Crawford. Carl starts the evening among the top 10 in the league in hitting. He's 8th right now at 329. The Rays featuring 3 of the top 10 hitters in the American League. There's a strike. Crawford 8th in the league. Bartlett starts 3rd. He's hitting 380. Longoria, who will be next, is 9th. There's a strike.
Much like Josh Outman, who we saw last time, he gets on the mound and just lets it fire. Quick pitches.
Carl is out on strikes. Well, setting that quick tempo is a great idea for a pitcher out there, because what you do is you take charge of the situation.
Sure does. I mean, he gets on the mound, a lot of confidence. There's a swooping slider right there for strike 3. And it takes a time around the lineup when you've never seen a guy before. Just like last night with Josh Outman, who pitched 6 really good innings last night. Bill Madden said, "I'd never seen him before. I was very impressed with the way he threw."
Evan Longoria lifts it foul up the right side, and that's twisting out of play. 1 strike the count. Evan's 2nd in the league in slugging percentage. You know, the numbers still continue to be kind of mystifying from the Rays' perspective against left-handed pitching. Particularly their record against left-handed starters are only 4-10. But they continue to hit over 290 as a team against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, I was asked that today. They don't beat lefties. I said they hit well against them, but much like what we saw last night, they had men in scoring position many times, and each time with their runner at 3rd and less than 2 out, we saw strikeouts.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's trying to set the pacing of the game, and the Rays hitters are going to have to back out and break up that timing a little bit.
And Anderson thought he had a strike right there. The young man started to walk off the infield, and that's something you really don't want to do.
No, not with any umpiring crew.
And there's strike 3, and now it's Longoria who's upset. So Anderson strikes out the side. We're at the end of 1-0 Oakland.
via 3 or 4 or 5 base hits and not via a walk or 2 walks and now 1 swing of the bat where, you know, you get a 2-run double or a 3-run home run. And I think if you see him do that, if they have to get 4 or 5 base hits to score the 2 or 3 runs, I really don't think it's going to happen.
Pitching coach Jim Hickey with our Geico quote of the game on Scott Kazmir getting through the first inning. Guys, we have our first question of the night as Bobby Crosby swings through a pitch from Kaz. First one's from Billy B, and he wants to know if Kazmir continues to struggle, is he still a lock in the rotation, or is maybe David Price or Wade Davis in line for a potential spot, guys?
Well, that's a great question. As Crosby loops this one up the right side, it's going to fall in there for a base hit. He'll make a turn at first, but hang on. Kapler hustling his way to make the pickup on that little looper up the right side. So an opening base hit for Crosby. I think that's a legitimate question. You know, Joe Madden and Jim Hickey by nature are they are patient, although you have to be demanding at the same time. And I don't think it's impossible. I don't know that it's imminent. I don't know that, for an example, this game would determine that, but there could come a time in the foreseeable future, if it continues to be a struggle the way it is, they have to have some conversation about what they're going to do. And of course, the first thing is they try to get him back on track, and that's what they've been trying to do.
Well, and along with what Jim Hickey just said there in that clip, he said, I don't want to see runs scored in the first inning for EL walk. Well, 2 walks produced a run. That's what happened.
Fly ball to right field, and Kapler is right there and makes the catch.
But I think it's a fair question. I mean, you know, people are asking about it. I hear local talk shows during the day sometimes, and I know it's a fair question. Listen, Barry Zito had to go to the minor leagues, or not the minor leagues, the bullpen last year for the Giants. I mean, it was so bad out in the West Coast. This guy making $126 million. Dontrell Willis lost confidence, and he had to go down to the minor leagues. And if you saw anything last night or the highlights this morning, he retired 17 in a row in his second start back in the big league. So you got to do something different to get the mechanics right and to get the confidence back. And
Davis missing a fastball, strike 1. And one of the things they've tried to do, you hear Kazmir, it seems almost after every start, he throws his sideline, and then he talks about mechanics, and I think we're onto something here, and we're going to make that adjustment. And frankly, the Rays want him to go out there to be a little more carefree about pitching and not preoccupied with the mechanical side of it.
Well, I read Scott's comments about, you know, he was thinking in the middle of the delivery, and he said, I know I can't do that. You can't do that and perform, and he's absolutely right. Any hitter will do that too. You can't think about mechanics as the ball's on the way. You just got to react. You hope your mechanics are in sync in batting practice, and on the on-deck circle you can think about your hands and all that. But when the action's happening, when you look at baseball, basketball, you see the playoffs of basketball, those guys aren't thinking as they're making those plays. They're reacting because they're great athletes, and I think Scott's a super athlete, and he needs to just be that right now. Just be a baseball player. And
right now he's made 34 pitches, 17 strikes, 17 pitches out of the strike zone. That tells you the whole story right there. When it should be almost 2-1,
right?
And strikes
2-1's
inside the strike zone as opposed to out, and it's even right now. Well, that a couple of hits and you're in trouble. And it was the 2 bases on balls in the first that got him into trouble. And he gave up a run on the base hit by Giambi. Now he's ahead of Davis 1-2. And having said all that, I don't think it's imminent that he would be dropped from the rotation, but you know, a few more times through the rotation and they continue to see this, they may be ready for more drastic measures. Wave and a miss. Davis reaching. So he chased a bad pitch, a fastball, for the second strikeout.
Well, one thing is for sure, there's nothing wrong with his stuff. That had a little tailing action to it there. I mean, he's not throwing 95 anymore, or at least so far this year, but he does hit 92, 93, and that's plenty. With the tailing action that he gets off of his ball, and the slider and the changeup, you got to like his stuff, and I think he comes through it myself. I think it's a little early still to say, well, we got to make a move in the rotation, but it's a fair question.
Pitch to Cabrera is a strike. strike count to the leadoff hitter with a man at first and 2 gone. This one is fouled up the right side. 0-2. 2 outs here with the man at first and 2 strikes to count. You know, the other thing about the idea of David Price or Wade Davis coming up here, ideally speaking, the Rays would like to have that done on their own timetable.
That's right.
And David Price, the last time or 2 out, has started to throw the ball better. The reports on him have been better down there. But they want to make sure that he's accomplished what they sent him out there for, and a couple of things: better command of his fastball and the off-speed pitch. He really needs to do that to be successful up here. And Price said, I saw a comment he made the other day, he just thought that as bright as he is and as focused as he is, he just didn't think that his mind was quite right to start the season there.
That's right, and that's only natural, and I didn't expect anything different, as I've seen that before. I've had to send guys out myself, and I knew they weren't going to be able to. I mean, they'd handle it, but they weren't happy with it. And then you let it breathe a while, and all of a sudden he's had a couple of really good starts down there. Now his pitch count, they're allowing his pitch count to go up to 90 now.
2-2 and a foul ball. And in regard to Wade Davis, and I'll tell you, when I saw him in the spring, and the little I saw him before, but this spring I was very impressed with him. For a lot of reasons, because of his physical ability, but he just looks to me as if he has a look in his eye that he's got a chance to be a really good one. And again, you want him brought along on their own timetable and not forced up here. There's a little soft liner into right. That's going to fall for a base hit. So Crosby goes to second. Cabrera's aboard with a base hit. 2 men on with 2 men out. And so I really think ideally they'd love to have him spend. I don't think the Rays front office would be disappointed if he spent the entire year at AAA, just to get that full season under his belt there and let him accomplish what he can accomplish and feel like he's earned his way to the big leagues.
Well, they feel like when David Price comes here that he's earned a spot in the rotation, that he's going to stay in the rotation, that he's going to be a top-end guy. I mean, he's going to be right at the top of the rotation. And you don't want him to be a guy that rushed up here because a couple of guys in the starting rotation right now are struggling, and Kazer's had some good years here. At least he's got some 5 years plus in the big leagues.
Kurt Suzuki, first pitch to him, and there's the breakout on both those guys. David Price, you see 1-4, and the ERA is a little over 3.90, as we mentioned, better lately. And Wade Davis has pitched well down there. He's 4-1, but they'd love to have both those guys on the timetable they prescribed for. Line drive into center. That's going to fall for a base hit. 1 hop. Crosby's headed to the plate. The throw's not going to be in time. Throw back to second. Late there. A run is in. Cabrera has gone to third. Suzuki singles in a run and goes to second on the throw. So a run batted in on that base hit. Now it's 2-0.
Well, and that's also what happens when you get behind hitters and the defense tries to pick you up by making a great play. There's a ball right down the middle, dropped into center field, and BJ's just trying to throw a bullet to home plate, thinks he might have a shot, and he overthrows the cutoff man. And by doing that, of course, he allows the runner to get to second base, Kurt Suzuki. That's just a matter of the defense trying to pick you up and get you out of an inning here, and consequently you're in more trouble with second and third here. And the base hit would be 2 more.
Yeah, it's 2-0 here, and Jack Cusk stepping in. Cusk walked and scored in the first. Kaz trying to limit the damage to just the additional run here in the second inning. It's 1-0.
All that being said about with Scott, what's going on, I mean, you can't keep taxing the bullpen though and going 3 and 4 innings, 5 innings every 5 days. That's just not going to get it done.
Well, frankly, the fly ball into right field. Kapler's there to make the catch. Frankly, that's why there are 13 men right now on this pitching staff. They haven't gotten the innings out of the starters. 2-0 Oakland. it's a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club. If you haven't done that yet, it's well worth the effort to get up there. It offers extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club, an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com for more information. Here's Carlos Pena to lead off the home half of the second inning. Well, here's a guy, Pena. You talked about the Rays hitters and the need to step out. He will do that readily here as Brett Anderson, the young lefty, throws a strike, and he's back ready to go. And Carlos has just stepped back right now to try to set his own pace up there.
Absolutely. This kid wants to get on the mound, get the ball, and go right back at it because he's in a good rhythm right now.
Pitch down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carlos trying to take him out of that rhythm. Pitch is low, and it's 2-1. Anderson making his 7th start. His earned run average is over 6 at the start of this game. The opposition hitting a combined .298 against him. 2-2. Bartlett will be next, then Ibar. And a fly ball back into center field. That ball started to do a little dipsy doodle out there on Davis, but he made the catch.
Well, he might have been a knuckleball he hit. I mean, the way he hit it, off the bat, fooled Rajay Davis. He just squared it up nicely. Watch him backhand this. It's about sails on him.
One out in the Rays' second. Jason Bartlett. The Rays took 3 out of 4 from Cleveland. They've divided the first 2 games here with Oakland. They have this one and the game tomorrow to go. Ball 1 to Jason. Bounces this one foul, and Tom Foley makes a flawless pickup. The Rays' third base coach.
Still got the hands, folks.
Yep. Still got those infielders' hands.
Brett Anderson's another one of those young guys that Billy Beane got in a trade for Danny Herron from the Diamondbacks. He was their number 2 pick in 06.
Bartlett pops it up. Anderson lost it, but fortunately for him, he doesn't have to catch it. And Kennedy, the second baseman, is there. Pop up immediately. Anderson had no idea where that had gone, but Kennedy had it all the way. 2 outs. Anderson is the son of Frank Anderson, who's the head baseball coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. It's fouled back. In fact, Anderson, whose home is in Stillwater, had committed to go to Oklahoma State, then was drafted and signed a contract with Arizona and didn't go to Oklahoma State. His dad's the coach there. 0-2 the count.
You get a bonus of $950,000. That probably had something to do with it.
Pitches away. Yeah, there's blood, and there's water, and then there's greenbacks. And that is strike 3. Ibar is out of there. 4 strikeouts here for Anderson through the first 2 innings, and it's 2-0 Oakland.
The Team Sweden baseball team, as Scott Kazmir will deliver the first pitch to Matt Holliday. And the Rays trailing 2-0. First pitch is outside. We have with us Johan, Peter, Magnus, part of Team Sweden. Guys, first of all, welcome to the States.
Thank you.
And you're playing extended spring training teams, right? Like yesterday you played the Tigers, and tomorrow the Braves as you tour around the United States. How's that been going?
It's been going pretty well. You know, obviously it's professional guys who are playing, but we've been doing pretty good. Probably a little bit better than anticipated. So,
how much baseball is there in Sweden right now?
It's not too much. We're about 1,000 players, I think, about 40 teams.
And you guys are all in what age group?
Well, I'm 24.
And where'd you guys all learn the game?
We all started playing probably about 15 years old or so, and we need to get people started playing when they're much younger.
So basically all you guys played other sports, and there's not a whole long summer to play baseball, is there? But baseball is still growing in popularity now? It's just kind of new?
Well, it's not new, but it's not growing either. So we got the World Cup in September, so we're trying to boost baseball in Europe.
You guys will host the World Cup in September?
Yeah, one of the group stages will be held outside Stockholm. So, and then it's going to be other group stages in Spain, Russia, France, I believe, and some other places.
Well, good luck to all you guys. Johan, Peter, Magnus, thank you very much. This is the general manager, by the way, Ulf Steinvall. Congratulations on bringing your team over, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Good. Thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Well, with Team Sweden here, there might not be many guys left in Sweden to play. They're all here.
That's it.
Want to know the count to Jason Giambi with a runner at first. Holliday with a single to center to start the third. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, baseball around the world. It's going to be a little tap foul. First base side. Count 1-1.
You got Evan Longoria now in the spot where he would have been had there only been one runner on when Giambi hit it through that hole at shortstop, but he couldn't play over there because there was a runner at first and second. That's exactly where Giambi got his base hit in the first inning.
Pitch is away. Kazmir giving up a run in the first, a run in the second inning. The Rays are down 2-0. Now it's 3-1. He's behind Giambi. Giambi with 3 home runs this year. All 3 have come against left-handed pitching. And he takes a strike. It's 3-2.
Jason's always done a lot of that too. He's always worked the count, drawn a lot of walks. Very selective in the pitches he wants to swing at.
And this one is ball 4. Goes to the backstop. Holliday, not blessed with great speed, will go to second and stay right there on ball 4 as it skipped to the backstop. The first 2 men are on in the third. It continues to be a bit of a challenge here for the Rays left-hander.
Yeah, and you don't want to get too far behind and just be a trip by Jim Hickey to the mound, or Joe Madden actually to the mound this time, not Jim Hickey. He's got a message he wants to send, and this isn't about defensive alignment. This is about what's going on out here. This is about throwing strikes. This is really a meeting for Scott Kazmir. This is not about, hey, let's play for the bunt or anything. That's not what this is about.
Well, here we are. It's a quarter of the schedule into the 09 season. The Rays getting to the 500 mark, falling a game under last night. And Kazmir continues to struggle. And that's why that question we took earlier is not out of bounds.
No, you have to address it because people are thinking it. It's a natural question. As I said, I mean, Barry Zito struggled last year. He's making $126 million, and the San Francisco Giants had to put him in the bullpen.
Adam Kennedy, the pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate.
That meeting by Joe Madden was most likely about, you know what, if they're going to beat us, it's got to be swinging the bat. It's not by, walks and them getting men on base because we're not pitching to them. That's, I guarantee you, the theme of that. Let's let the defense play for you. Make them hit it at somebody.
The pitch bunted foul, and really to this point, he's now faced 14 hitters. Kennedy would be the 15th, and of those 14 hitters, 8 have reached base.
That's right, and that's what Joe Madden and Jim Hickey, they've seen enough of, and they say, hey, let's go. Stuff is good. It's not about that. It's about command.
Kazmir really recently here in these starts. He started last year. He missed about the first month. He had some elbow issues. Came back and pitched well. Well, he made the All-Star team. Won the All-Star game. Fly ball golfed into left center field with some carry away from Crawford. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Holiday will score. Over to third goes Giambi. It's a double for Kennedy. He just golfed that one into left center field, and now it's a 3-0 ball game, and the first 3 hitters here in the third inning have reached.
Well, you see, he's an uppercut hitter, so that's why you try to put him away by going up above his hands. He's always been an uppercut hitter. We talked about that the other night, and that's why I was able to golf that pitch right there. Ball had some carry on it.
So it's second and third, nobody out. Bobby Crosby. Pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. The fly ball headed towards center. Upton trying to set up to throw. Giambi at third. The throw will come through to the plate, and Giambi beats it. So Giambi scores on the sacrifice fly. Oakland now builds a 4-0 lead as Crosby drives in a run with a sacrifice fly.
Pretty good throw by BJ that time, and Navarro tried to just be patient and act like there wasn't really a play at home plate. That was a gun for a throw right here. Closer than it should have been. Nice throw right there. Nice try by Navarro.
So that's the first out of the inning. Here's Aaron Cunningham. Cunningham goes after pitch number 1 and skies it to center. BJ makes the catch. A tag at second. Kennedy's headed to third. He will make it standing up. So 2 outs here in the third. 4 runs home. 4-0 the score. Single markers in each of the first 2, and 2 additional runs in the third inning.
62 pitches already, 36 only for strikes. And we're not through the third inning yet.
Ozzie Davis.
This guy can fly. You got to watch out for a little small ball here. That's why Longoria's up. Peña's up.
1-0.
This guy can really run. The bunt for a base hit.
Two balls and no strikes. And the pitch is down. It's a 3 ball, no strike count.
Get it together, brother. Let's go. There you go.
3-1.
There you go, Cab. Two more. Let's go right now.
A lot of base runners tonight. Wanted third right now. The ground ball to third. Longoria has it. Throw to first is in time to get Davis. Oakland adds 2. Bottom of the third coming, 4-0 Oakland. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Gulf Coast Honda. Visit GulfCoastHondaDealers.com to find great deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. And by Bluebell, better by a country smile. Well, the Rays play catch-up tonight. Down by 4 as we go to the bottom of the third. Makanori Iwamura leads it off up here for the first time against the left-hander Brett Anderson. 1-0 the count to him.
He's been pounding the strike zone. 26 pitches, 17 for strikes coming into this inning.
2-0. Rocky at 297 for the year and 465 against lefties. 2-1. Kapler and then Navarro will follow him to the mound or to the plate against this lefty. Two and 2. Anderson started by striking out the side in the first. Picked up a strikeout of Ibar to end the second. And then a little bouncer left side and a scoop by Crosby. Throw to first and just in time to get Iwamura. A scoop to his left by Crosby.
Crosby's playing third, but he is a shortstop by trade. That's a nice pick right there. The full 360. Gets some leverage and throws a strike over there. It's a nice play.
Here's Gabe Kapler. Kapler fouls it back. Strike one. Fastball and a little trouble getting around on it. Gabe hitting 200 right now.
Yeah, this Brett Anderson, he'll quick pitch you. I mean, he just gets on the mound. You got to be ready. Do what Carlos Pena did. Back out. Take your time.
So far, Carlos is about the only hitter who's done that against him.
Yep.
Fly ball lifted into center with some carry, but Davis is there and makes the catch. You know, Kapler hit a ball like that last night and he hit it a long way, but he appears to hit it almost exclusively with his arm.
Yeah, a little upper body a little bit. Just didn't get that lower half going. I've seen him do it before. Use those legs a little bit. Let's take a look. Some leverage from the lower half a little bit. This is just right there. Very stiff front leg. That's all upper half right there. And he's strong.
I mean, he's in great condition. He's one of the strongest guys who plays this game, and he can hit the ball that far with only using maybe half his strength. One strike to count to Deoner Navarro.
Yeah, you like to see him load a little bit on the back leg and really get through that. And really fire the hips to get the hands through.
He bounces one foul. He's down in the count. 0-2. He's had a little battle with conjunctivitis here the last few days. Ground ball to third. Crosby whistles that one across the diamond. 3 up, 3 down. We're through 3, and it's 4-0 Oakland. They're tops in that department as we look at perhaps the greatest of all time. That's his own proclamation, Rickey Henderson, and that takes us to our Aflac trivia question of the night here in the 4th inning. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. How many times did Rickey Henderson steal 100+ bases in a single season? That's our Aflac trivia question. I mean, it seems so strange to have seen Rickey Henderson in an Oakland uniform as we look at that. Hall of Fame bound. Stole 50+ bases 14 times, and now
only 14 times.
Yeah, and the A's this year have only 15 stolen bases as a team.
It is. It's amazing. Rickey, best leadoff hitter probably of all time, because he could take it deep too.
Cabrera leads off the 4th. It takes the pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. High fly ball into left. Carl Crawford is there. Carl right now is on pace for 100 stolen bases. Been perfect this year. 25 of 25 and 27th straight, reaching back into 08.
And he got one last night, the 10th inning. Picked his spots well last night, I thought.
Here's Kurt Suzuki. He drove in a run with a base hit in the 2nd. ball, no strikes. Pitch is low. 2-0. We had another question about Kazmir's velocity and all that goes into a pitcher's velocity. And of course, he doesn't throw right now as hard as we saw him a couple of years ago. There's ball 3-0. Anthony sent us that question, wanted to know about that. There are actually a lot of things that go into that. One of them obviously is a physical answer, and the other one is a mechanical answer. You see guys, you would see hard throwers. A guy like Randy Johnson, we're talking about him during Neiman's start the other night. Here's a guy who could throw 98. He could throw 100.
He could pitch at 98.
And one pitch might be at 98 early in his career. Hard hit to short. Bartlett has it. They'll throw to first in time. But the variation in his velocity could go from 98 to 90. And a lot of that had to do with mechanics and trying to coordinate all 6'10 or 6'11 of them. And Neiman's like that at 6'9. And so the mechanics can be an issue in the velocity department.
Yeah, it's a big issue. If you're healthy, that's one thing. If you're not healthy, that's another. Obviously, you won't have the same velocity if you have reservations about really letting it go. If you're healthy.
He's hit by Cuss, and he hit it through the left side. Throw back to second as Upton went into left center field to make the pickup on the base hit.
Yeah, and Evan Longoria had to stay closer to third because Cuss has shown a couple of times he'll bunt with Holiday on deck. He'll bunt for a base hit. He already did that in the first game, so Evan's not at shortstop. I don't know if he would have had that one anyway, but he might have had a shot at it. You see him over there at third base just because early in the count, Cuss has shown he'll put one down to set it up for Holiday. But, you know, what Nolan Ryan taught Randy Johnson was to land on the ball of your foot and get some leverage from the lower half of your body. Koufax teaches that, and you don't have to be a power pitcher to teach it. You look at Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux used to throw hard in the minor leagues in the 90s. Greg Maddux used the lower half of his body extremely well. He produced great leverage, great command, and had great alignment going toward home plate. Koufax and Nolan Ryan, and I've worked with both. Nolan played for me. We talked about leading with the lower half of your body to take the pressure off your arm and basically almost catapult the levers of the lower half leading to the upper half and almost catapult your arm over your left leg getting through the zone.
Strike three call. Holiday caught looking, and that's going to retire the side. No runs ahead with a man left. Bottom of the fourth coming, 4-0 Oakland. Home half of the fourth. And question, Aflac, we've got you under our wing. How many times did Ricky Henderson steal 100-plus bases in a single season?
Aflac!
3 times with this Oakland club in 80, 82, and 83. And we got a little treat for you coming up here in regard to Ricky Henderson and the Rays' own base stealer, Carl Crawford. The first pitch to Upton is a strike. Upton, Crawford, and Longoria due up in this inning. Pitch is down. Who do you think is faster, Ricky Henderson or Carl Crawford?
Well, I'll tell you this. We talked about
bobbled by Kennedy and a wide throw, pulling Giambi off the bag. And Upton is aboard. The Rays will have their first base runner on an error charge to Adam Kennedy.
get something started right here. The ball was hit pretty well. Kennedy just boxes it, hits him off the heel of the glove as he went to one-handed. Then he throws wide to Giambi, and TJ gets a left leg in there, avoiding the tag. So we did something early in the season. I always walked on this because being a catcher, I would tell my catchers how quick you have to be to second base from glove to glove on a throw.
Carl takes the pitch for a strike.
And how quick the pitcher needs to be in order to throw out the best base stealers. And Ricky Henderson, when he takes his lead to second base, was 3.1 seconds or better. At 3.1 seconds. That's unbelievable.
High fly ball. Right center field, and Davis is there to make the catch. Well, here's what we did. We've actually set up a race between Ricky Henderson. He was clocked, headed to second, 3.04. Now watch Carl. Where do you think he comes in? 3.04. Exactly. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, he's capable of stealing 100. There's no doubt about that. And so if the pitcher, let's say the pitcher, by the time he makes his first move, is 1.3 seconds or less, the catcher has to get it down there 1.75 seconds just to have a chance. The only guy I've ever seen get close to 1.75 seconds is Pudge Rodriguez. So that tells you how quick the pitcher and the catcher have to be just to have a chance to throw out Carl Crawford.
DJ's back in at first. Yeah, but catcher can get it down there in 2 seconds.
Usually it's 2. I mean, you shoot for 2 or under. If your pitcher's about 1.3 is average for a pitcher, 1.5, 1.6 is terribly slow. 1.1 is more of a slide step. I mean, you're at home right now. You can actually do it. As soon as Anderson moves, I mean, you can time it if you have a stopwatch. He's pretty quick. He's probably about 1.2, I'm guessing. And Suzuki's about 1.9. That's not fast enough to get Carl Crawford if he gets a good jump. There's a leg lift right there, so he's probably a little slower on the leg lift. There are some pitchers that are 1.5 seconds, and the catcher has no chance to throw out a great base runner.
2-1 to count to Evan Longoria. Over to first, and B.J. Upton is back in there. Reached on the error. And so more and more, you talk about stealing bases, and if you have a shot or not, how many bases are stolen with such and such catcher behind the plate. But if most of those catchers are around 2, and maybe in some cases exceptional, a little quicker, even then the base is going to be stolen on the pitcher and his delivery time to the plate
most of the time. And that was a quick move right there. That was probably about 1.1 seconds. That would have given Suzuki, let's say he's a 2-0 or 1.9, that would have given him time to throw out a runner like BJ. And that's just talking about glove to glove, let alone putting the tag down, let alone putting it on the right side of the bag. So you got to do it with accuracy. That's why Pudge Rodriguez was so good in his prime, especially because he could throw it on a dime. I mean, he could put it on the right side of the bag. And you don't want it on the bag because the runner will slide into that. You want it about a foot high so the infielder has a chance to make a play. A foot and a half up, but on a line. And you have your catchers practice throwing through the pitcher, not Not to the bag, you go right through the pitcher. Like a frozen rope.
Count's gone 2-2 to Longoria. And he takes ball 3, so the count is full. Here's the other thing with Anderson now. Coming in, the opposition was hitting .298 off him overall. But you put men on base, and that changes dramatically. The opposition hitting .380 off him with a man on base. There goes Upton, and the throw to first. Giambi takes a lot of time unloading, and Upton steals the base. Well, that time Upton stole it on the first baseman, really.
BJ did the right thing when he just took off, and once you take off, even if you're picked off, you keep running for that reason. And he knows Giambi's not normally a very accurate thrower, and will take a little time. He's in there easily.
So Upton's in scoring position. A full count now on Longoria. And Evan is out on strikes. A slider got him. He was called out his first time. A swing and a miss this time.
Suzuki's going to have a little conference with Brett Anderson right here on Carlos Pena, because Carlos did have a pretty good at bat last time, and he knows that Carlos can get a couple of runs back with one swing. Carlos has been hitting the ball hard the last couple of nights. 49 pitches, 33 for strikes. That's excellent. I think one of the reasons what you were talking about, he likes to get the ball and get in that windup and get firing right back at home plate. I think from the stretch he has to take more time because he has the base runners, especially speedy base runners, that distract him a little bit, take that rhythm away from him. But he did make a good pitch on Evans.
It's Pena. Carlos takes a good look at the pitch down. Pitch sliding away from him, down 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. Upton reached on the error. Picking up a stolen base, the 71st of the year for the Rays. It's a strike. Fastball. Seen a pretty healthy fastball from Anderson.
Yeah, he painted that up too. That's a good, awfully good 2-0 pitch right there. Black at home plate and at the knees.
Well, back. It's a 2-2 count.
It looked like Carlos was sitting on that one. That was a pitch he could drive out. A pretty good swing at it. It didn't fool him at all.
Two outs, and for the first time the Rays have a base runner and have moved him into scoring position. Carlos hits one high and deep to right. That's gone. Home run for Carlos Pena. Anderson threw him another slider. He was ready for that one and hit it out of here to make it 4-2.
That's smart hitting right there. He was sitting on it. You could see it the pitch before because he was right on it, and he got another one. He got two sliders in a row. He just missed the first one. He didn't miss the second one. Brett Anderson. There it is. I mean, he was all over that. He was looking for it. You could see the pitch before. He was sitting on it because he wasn't fooled on the one he fouled back. He got a second one, and he was ready.
Ball on to Bartlett.
That's just smart hit.
That sure is. You know, Pena now with 14 home runs, 6 of those off left-handed pitching. Bartlett shortens again. The count is 2-0. That's why it's important to try to get Anderson out of his routine and out of that rhythm he establishes. The Rays finally got that base runner, and Pena's not going to stand in there and let him establish his rhythm. Got a couple of pitches he liked in that at bat. Boy, did he hit that last one.
Well, I mean, the good hitters will tell you. I mean, it's tough to look for it with 2 strikes, but he's got a pretty good idea that he's going to get it. He's a left-handed hitter, and Anderson's shown a pretty good slider, but he was definitely looking for it on the 2-1 pitch that he just missed, and then he got another one, and he was all over it.
Ball 3 to Bartlett. And I'll tell you, that's a great little episode inside the game of Pena. Actually, both at bats for Pena against Anderson tonight. He had very intelligent at bats against him, and paid off with that 2-run home run.
Yeah, he got 2 points back in a hurry, and we got a ball game here.
Now this one into left. That ball will hang up, and Holiday makes the catch. Bartlett lines to left to retire the side, but the Rays get on the board. Carlos Pena with a 2-run blast. Through 4, it's 4-2 Oakland.
Here it is, website Wednesday. Ask the announcers. So your questions are coming through. Just go to ask.therays@fox.com. We are also updating our Twitter messages, which I'm learning about as we go here, but I'm keeping you updated on Twitter as well. Guys, first of all, I have to answer a quick one from Hank. Yes, Aki's English is much better this year, and he still also needs Bori's interpretation. Bori Uchibori also helps out by throwing BP. He's an all-around great ambassador. Celeste want to know about Bori's role outside of being in the interpreter. Guys, we have 2 questions. Matthew for Dave. Matthew wants to know about Davey Martinez. Dwayne, he wants to know if Davey Martinez may be a future MLB manager. And one for Kevin as well. This one's from another guy named Kevin. He wants to know about last night pinch hitting for Michel Hernandez when he was going so well with James Shields. So Dwayne, Davey Martinez, future MLB manager. And Kevin, what about Hernandez going well with Shields and then being pinch hit for, guys?
All right, good. Well, those are great questions that continue to come in. And as we go to the 5th inning, Giambi leads off, takes the pitch low. It's 2-1. Well, Davey Martinez, my quick answer to that is yes. If that's what he'd like to do, I think he has taken rather quickly to the bench coach role, and he's getting valuable experience there. And that there's a guy who stays close to the manager and offers suggestions and actually can take care of a lot of the detail work that a manager might not necessarily care to do as the game progresses. Giambi walks, and so I've known Davey. Actually, I've known Davey since the day he broke into baseball. It's kind of a funny story. He and Jamie Moyer came up together at the same time, and it was the day that Jim Fry was being fired as the manager of the Chicago Cubs. And
I think I know this one. Go ahead.
These two kids came to the ballpark, like and the veterans and the clubhouse were having a meeting, and they would not let those two guys in, and they sat outside for an extended period of time looking at each other with their suitcase, thinking, wow, what a way to come to the big leagues. These guys, they must not like us. They wouldn't let us in the clubhouse.
Not a very friendly group.
Yeah, really. And actually the veterans at this point didn't want to expose two young kids coming up for the first time to all that was going on with the uproar of the club and the manager being fired and all that. But I think he'd make a very good manager. This pitch hits Kennedy. And so the first two men are on here in the fifth inning, and the Rays have action up in the bullpen right now. As Kazmir has put the first two men on base. Grant Balfour is up down the right field line in the bullpen. It's been another struggle here for Scott.
Well, and they got a ball game. Pena, they got one hit, and Pena got you back in the game. And you got to go back out there and say, all right, thank you very much. I'm going to put some zeros up there for you. And Scott's just unable to do it. The leadoff walk and a hit by pitch. First of all, I mean, you're one game under 500. You lose a tough one last night. Now you got to come back here tonight and try to win the series. You're against a team that's really scuffling in the American League West right now, the Oakland A's. And this is a very winnable game still, as well as the kid Anderson's thrown. This is a very winnable game. Big turning point inning right here.
Yeah, this is a big at bat. Yeah. You know, he's got the lower part of the order, so with men at first and second, this becomes a very crucial part of this game. The Rays have cut the deficit in half to 2. And the pitch is a strike to Bobby Crosby. Walk and a hit batter. 2 men on, nobody out. 1-1.
See, the problem is you're not going to get those calls unless you show that you're consistently down there. If you start throwing the ball down and showing you can hit the corners like Brett Anderson has been doing, the zone opens up for you. It's just human nature, even for the umpires.
And a strike. 1-2. Oakland with a run in the first, a run in the second, 2 in the third. The Rays put 2 up in the bottom of the fourth. Count still 1-2 to Crosby.
Well, I think any, getting back to Davey for a second, I think any bench coach wants to manage in the big leagues. I know Davey does, and his time will come because that's the closest guy to the manager. And, when the manager gets kicked out or he asks for advice, and you're thinking along with the manager, you're running the game right there with him in your mind.
Got a ball foul down in front of Mike Gallego. How about the other question regarding Michel Hernandez being lifted? The pitcher-catcher working well together, and how that may or may not affect the pitcher?
Well, it does. If it was, the 6th inning, I'd say don't do it. But if the game was late, Shields wasn't going to go too much longer. And I think it was a field thing. You got a left-handed hitter up there against a tough right-hander. Navarro got a curveball, almost dropped it into left field. Would have been an RBI.
Ground ball to first. Pena down to second. 1. Return throw to first. Not in time with Kazmir covering. Giambi goes to third. Kennedy is forced at second base. Play started by Carlos Pena down there at first base, so they get the force at second. 1 out now with men at first and third.
Yeah, Pena wide of the bag. The ball was hit right to him. He throws a strike to Jason Bartlett. Crosby runs pretty well. Kazmir was there, but Crosby got down the line. And Carlos had to make sure he got one. He had to make sure he made a nice crisp throw over there. Couldn't rush it. It's a fair question, though, because the pitcher-catcher relationship is the most important thing when a guy's putting zeros up there like Shields was last night.
It's Cunningham, and he hits one deep toward the left field corner. That's going to one-hop the fence. One run is in. Crosby goes to third and stops on the double by Cunningham. And on the first pitch, Cunningham doubles. That makes it 5-2.
And Navarro sets up inside right there, off speed. Just kind of ran right into his swing. Cunningham has shown that he's a first ball hitter.
And that's going to be it for Scott Kazmir. Joe Madden has gone as long as he can with him tonight. And here in the fifth inning, that's going to be it for the little lefty. 4 1/3 for Scott Kazmir, and we'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. With exclusive on-field seating with your group of 50 or more at the Checkers Bullpen Cafe. Available dates are going fast. Act now to make your private group reservations right behind the Rays bullpen. Call 727-825-3406 or online at raysbaseball.com. Grant Balfour will inherit a couple base runners here with one out and a run home in the fifth. 4 1/3 for Kazmir. Take a look at the numbers on Grant Balfour.
Yeah, 17 strikeouts and 17 2/3, and I bring that up because that's what you're looking for right here. Got to save this run with runners at second and third and one out. And Grant's had a command problem also with the 12 walks, but I think his last few outings have been better.
Ryan Sweeney will pinch hit for Davis.
Yep.
Sweeney off the bench from the left side. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. So the Rays, with a couple in the fourth, made it 4-2, and the A's taking advantage of a walk and a hit batter. And eventually the double. They made it a 3-run game.
It's the right move for Bob Guerin, too. I mean, he's got a starting center fielder right here up. Davis got the start against the lefty Kazmir. He's trying to get some more runs here because he knows the Rays have been scoring about 7 runs, 7.5 a game since the beginning of May.
Balfour blows it by Sweeney. One ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. Crosby's at third and Cunningham's at second. Strike three call. Sweeney caught looking at the fastball. That'll be out number 2.
That's exactly what you're looking for at second and third. The power fastball right on the outside corner. He just painted it up right there. Power swings with fastballs.
Here's Orlando Cabrera. Pitch is upstairs. Cabrera is 1 out of 3. He's singled into right field in the second. Al Four entering in a very big spot in this game. 2-0. Base hit drove through the hole left side. Crosby scores. Cunningham's going to score. Boy, there's a big base hit by Cabrera. And just like that, Oakland has scored 3 times here in this inning. That will make it a 7-2 game.
Yeah, all fastballs. Cabrera got the count in his favor. Had a free swing, 2-0. Setting up in, and there's no margin for error there going inside. That's just in his wheelhouse. I mean, you're going up in 2-0. You're coming into the hitter's wheelhouse. That's what he's looking for. Did him a favor.
So 7 runs, all charged to Kazmir in 4 1/3. Here's Kurt Suzuki. He pops it up. Short center. Upton is there. He makes the catch, and that retires the side. But Oakland adds 3. They lead 7-2, middle of the 5th. Reminder, Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida, your home for ACC baseball, particularly the ACC tournament. Join us live from North Carolina. The top teams of the Atlantic Coast Conference battle it out for the title. You can catch live coverage tomorrow at noon on Sun Sports as Georgia Tech takes on Boston College. And that guy right there, Nomar Garcia-Parra, might have more than a passing interest in that Georgia Tech game. They lost to Miami today. 8-6 the final in that one. Sweeney stays in the game to play center. Bottom of the 5th underway. A ball and no strikes. The count to Ibar. There's a shot. Hit deep to left field, and that's going to go. Home run for Willie Ibar. Ibar, who hit one last night from the left side, tees off from the right side tonight, and the Rays make it 7-3.
Had that good sound. Jumped off his bat. The Rays keep fighting back. Suzuki sets up inside. He hit the spot, but Ibar was ready for it.
I tell you, this guy can hit.
Sure can. Finish right there.
There's even more, and he puts down a bunt. Pretty good one. Tough play for Crosby. Safe at first base. Aki bunts his way on following the home run. So the Rays trying to pump some life into their attack. Good way to start the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, that's just smart by Aki right there, following the home run, to put one down, make them make a play defensively, and this is a perfect. He gets out of the box good too. Pretty nice play by Bobby Crosby, and Aki beats it by about a half step. Continues to hit against lefties, because that counts.
Yes, it does. 1 for 2 tonight off this left-hander now with that bunt single. Now Gabe Kapler. Pitch is high. A ball and no strikes. Aki picking up his 2nd bunt hit of the year.
Gabe's due for a nice gap shot.
Pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. The Rays with a couple of home runs tonight, accounting for all 3 of their runs. Imamura bunting for a base hit following the Ibar home run. Now it's 3 balls and a strike. Anderson hasn't thrown a lot of pitches. 66 right now here in the 5th. Foul ball back. 3-2.
And it came inside 3-1 on the fastball. Tied Gabe Kapler up right there.
Anderson is making quite a jump. He was 11-5 combined in Single A and Double A last year. He was at Stockton and Midland. Just completing his 2nd professional year in baseball, so he's entering his 3rd year now, and he's 21 pitching in the big leagues. 3-2 and a foul ball straight back. That's going to be out of play. So Kapler will see another 3-2 pitch.
Got to load a little bit on the back leg, get through that. He gets through that, he'll square it up. Instead of popping it up, he'll hit that thing off the wall or out. He's on the ball.
And he shoots it toward left center. That ball is going to hang up, and Sweeney makes a sliding catch in center field. Kapler made a little bit of a bid for a hit, but it hung up long enough for Sweeney.
Yeah, a couple of line drives to center for Gabe Kapler. He's squaring some balls up. Not finding any luck out there.
Now it's Deanna Navarro. He grounded 3rd to 1st. His first time. That was in the 3rd inning. Ground ball right side. Kennedy flags it. Goes to 2nd 1. First base 2. They get the 4-6-3 double play, and the Rays are finished in the 5th. They settled for 1 on the Ibar home run. The inning ends on the double play. So 2-5. It's 7-3 Oakland. Inning. Don't miss a minute of the Rays action this year. With season tickets, you can save up to 35%, and with that, great benefits and the best seats at Tropicana Field to be used for business entertainment or family fun. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. So we go to the 6th. 7-3. Cust leads it off against Grant Balfour. All 7 runs charged to Scott Kazmir tonight. Foul ball, strike 1. Cust has been on twice. He walked with 2 outs in the first and scored the first run of the game. Since then, he lifted a fly ball to right, caught by Kapner. He lined a single into left center in the 4th inning. And some home runs hit tonight. Pitch is high. Apparently, the Red Sox are jumping on the Blue Jays at Fenway Park.
Yeah, it's 8-0 right now in the 5th, and guess who got number 1?
Yeah, well, there was one guy who was looking for number 1 who was pretty significant in their lineup. So Big Papi hit one.
Hey, Papi got one. Lowell Bay, I think, got one.
I think Veritek has hit a couple in that game. Yep. 8-0. The bottom of the 5th inning at Boston.
That's the other reason it's important to try to battle back here and get this series. Toronto lost last night.
Yep.
Running back into the division, knocking off games here.
Ground ball right side. Hockey's going to charge, pick and throw, and they get Cust. So out of the shift, Aki had a long way to come straight in from short right field to make the play and throw out Jack Cust. Yankees have a lead at home against Baltimore in the top of the 6th, 5-3. Nick Swisher, Robinson Cano, and Melky Cabrera have hit back-to-back home runs in the 2nd inning of that game.
And A-Rod's hit one, in 4 games in a row now?
Matt Holliday, first pitch is too high. strike count. Holiday has been on twice and has scored a run. He's hitting .271 for the year. 3-0.
He'll jump on a fastball 3-0 too. He's already shown that.
And a strike makes it 3-1.
Location there, down and away. Nothing Matt would do with that one.
And ball 4. The first walk given up by Balfour. The 5th walk issued by the Rays' 2 pitchers tonight. Grant will face Jason Giambi. Giambi has had a good night. He's been on base 3 times. He singled in a run against the Ship in the 1st. He walked and scored in the 3rd. And he walked and scored in the 5th. Takes it into short left. Here comes Crawford. Carl makes the grab. So he's retired for the first time in this game.
Well, 3 walks have scored tonight, and a hit by a pitch, batted by a pitch, Kennedy has scored. So I mean, the 4 runs are just freebies right there. Difference in the game.
Well, that's exactly what we heard Jim Hickey talking about, that he wanted to avoid in the Casimir start, but those 4 walks are crucial. Now Adam Kennedy sends a fly ball center field. Jay Upton is there waiting, and that'll take care of Oakland. They leave a man. Bottom of the 6th inning coming. 7-3 Oakland. Oakland leading. The Rays will have the top of the order up here, so let's see what they can get going. Upton, Crawford, and Longoria. The start of the 3rd time through for the 21-year-old left-hander Brett Anderson. 1 ball, no strikes, and the Rays have seen him a couple times.
That's the key right there, Wayne. You said it. Pitcher always has the advantage if he's got good stuff, especially when a big league hitter has never seen you before.
Strike to BJ. It's 1-1. Fly ball lifted back into right center field. Sweeney on the run, still gone, and he makes the catch. So Sweeney, who just entered the game in the 5th inning, has already been active. He had to make the catch on Kapler's line drive, and now a long drive by Upton. Sweeney makes a running catch on him.
Yeah, he can play some center field. Nice catch right there, sliding up against the wall. Track that one down.
Now Carl Crawford. Carl chops it to short. Cabrera with the pickup and the throw. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning, and let's go to Todd Callis.
More questions on website Wednesday Ask the Announcers. We're getting a lot of repeat questions, and we've had these before. Why is B.J. Upton still batting leadoff? When's Matt Joyce going to be called up? When's David Price going to be called up? I'm sure we'll answer those during the course of the year and future weeks. But we do have one unique one. It comes from Cody, who's studying for exams tonight while kind of listening to you guys in the background. He said, you guys really sound intelligent, and he wants some help with his exams. He said, what should I eat for breakfast tomorrow to get ready for my test? Because he said you guys would be the perfect guys to go to for that. Back to you.
Yeah, you want a good protein breakfast to get those brain cells firing. The synapses of the brain, very important as you're going in to take a test.
That was very well said, Dwayne. Wheaties.
The breakfast of champions.
Absolutely. After you pass the exam, you have those hot dogs.
The 0-1 pitch hit on the ground by Longoria, and Crosby takes care of that. Fortunately, that's a short inning. That's all the material we had on advising people to take an exam. $75 or more people in an exclusive setting during the Rays game. Reserve the Corona Beach Bar by calling 727-825-3406 or email groupsales@raysbaseball.com. Jason Isringhausen will make his second Rays appearance. He follows Grant Balfour, who worked an inning and 2/3. Isringhausen in the game Monday for an inning. This is Bobby Crosby here to open the 7th. The pitch is popped up. Big league pop up on the infield, and Bartlett near the bag at second makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, I thought Isringhausen looked pretty good in his first appearance. Those 17 pitches, because he worked on everything. He threw his curve, his slider. A blowout game. That was the 13-4 win the Rays had the other night, and I thought he got a lot out of that first inning of work here in the big leagues.
Aaron Cunningham. Pitch is a strike. Well, when they called him up he became the 13th pitcher on the staff. The Rays with 12 position players, and again tonight the Rays did not get a starter to pitch deep into this game. The exception was last night when they got 8 1/3 innings out of Shields and even 8 innings the night before. But prior to that, they'd had a run of starters that just hadn't gone that deep into games. And Kazmir 4 1/3 tonight. Townsend ahead of Cunningham, and he takes care of him in short order. He strikes him out on 3 pitches.
Watch the little two-seamer right here, bottom falling out. That's good movement, fading down and in. After dropping a pretty good curveball in the outside corner. Jason, I think he's really going to help here. I thought that in spring training. Saw him an inning, and as long as he's healthy, I think he's really going to help. He's got a couple of out pitches.
Pitch is down, 1 ball and no strikes, and it really seemed to me for him was a matter of regaining strength, arm strength. This guy's done it before, and if he's healthy, there's no reason to think that he shouldn't be a positive for this staff.
Well, you know, he went through his own confidence issues too last year with the Cardinals. Health was one thing, but he lost a little confidence to go with that. Everybody goes through it. Just got to minimize the damage and fight your way through that. I think he's really going to be a big help. And I say 2 pitch, 2 out pitches. I mean, the curveball's always been a great pitch for him, setting up his fastball.
Well, he walked Sweeney, so he struck out Cunningham on 3 pitches. We started telling you how great he could be to help this club, and he walked Sweeney on 4 straight pitches. Yeah, winner at first, 2 gone for the top of the order.
You better be quiet up here.
That's right. That's been said before.
That won't be the first time or the last time.
Here's Orlando Cabrera. The runner takes off. The pitch is inside, and there's no throw. So Sweeney steals second base.
Well, Sweeney got his legs loosened up, making a couple of great catches in the outfield, so that's not a surprise. He's running.
Picks up his 3rd steal of the year in 5 attempts. One 0. A high foul out of play, and that's big news back in Oakland that somebody on the A's just stole a base. They've stolen 15 bases coming into this game. They had one last night.
It's dead last in the American League. They're last in batting. They're last in home runs.
2 balls and a strike.
They're near the bottom in on-base percentage, but they're winning this game, and they won last night. So that's why you got to put the throttle down when you can and not let a team like this up. And too many gifts today in this 73 game for the A's.
This one is popped up on the right side. Aki is under it. Iwamura makes the grab to retire the side. Walk, a man left, no runs. Bottom of the 7th coming, 7-3 Oakland. AT, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT, your world delivered. And through all of that, the Rays find themselves down 7-3 coming into hit in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bobby Crosby moves from third base to first base. Giambi lifted for defensive purposes. Jack Hanahan is the new third baseman. So some defensive changes here. Carlos Pena, they've got the Rays on the board in the 4th inning with his 14th home run of the year. Will lead off here to start the bottom of the 7th. Brett Anderson delivers, and that's a strike. He went 2-2 with him and hit a slider out. Carlos continues to lead the American League in home runs with 14. And home run tonight in the Boston game by Big Hoppy. His first home run of the year and his first homer in 149 at-bats.
Leg right there. Pivot, driving in the gap in right center.
So Pena's at second with the double. That's 80 pitches for Anderson, and Bob Guerin's going to make a pitching change here. 6 innings plus for Anderson. We'll be right back. (7-3), the leadoff double by Carlos Pena has put a Ray. That's hit for the lefty Brett Anderson. Michael Wirtz will enter the game.
saw Michael the other day. He's been throwing the ball very well. 18 strikeouts, only 3 walks. League hitting 183 against him so far this year.
Jason Bartlett. Bartlett fouls the first pitch. Fastball from Wirtz. Wirtz was in the game last night for 1 inning. Bartlett got a base hit off him, and then he proceeded to retire Ibar, Iwamura, and Kapler. So he's facing the same hitters tonight in the 7th inning. The ground ball deep short. Cabrera with a long throw, not going to get him. The ball skips beneath the mitt of Crosby. Pena's going to go to third, and down to second base goes Bartlett. So Bartlett, who had a similar hit last night, he had an infield hit to short when Wirtz entered the game, and he has himself a base hit here. And when that throw skipped underneath Crosby, both runners advanced.
Yeah, with the speed of Bartlett, really didn't have a chance. Cabrera rushed his throw and short hops Bobby Crosby, who's over there for defense. Giambi just came out of the game. Crosby's over there for defense. And that's a playable ball by Bobby Crosby, but the error will go to Cabrera. Base hit and an error on the throw.
Cabrera's 7th error of the year. Now here's Willie Ibar, who's already gone deep once tonight. Now he hits left-handed and takes the first pitch. Slider, that's a strike. So suddenly it's second and third with nobody out. Goes to third, and Ibar made a bid for another one. That's going to make it a 7-4 ball game. So he picks up the run, batted in on the long fly ball.
Boy, he didn't miss that by much. It's a good finish right there, a high finish. I think Willie thought he might have had it. I thought he had it at first. Cunningham stayed with it. About 2 feet from the wall right there. But that'll get the job done, get him over and get him in.
So now here's Iwamura. He takes the fastball inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
And Willie's just saying, I just got underneath it a little bit. Too high.
It's a strike. Hockey bunted his way on the last time. That bunt hit gets his average right up to 300 now. 1 for 2 tonight.
The big run up there too that the A's will give. If Hockey hits it on the ground, they'll give it up to get the out.
And a fly ball deep into right center. Cunningham back. He's to the wall, and it's going to be off the wall. Extra bases. Bartlett scores. Hockey's on his way to third. That's a triple. And the Rays make it a 2-run ball game. Akinura, Iwamura. Hockey with his first triple of the year.
Right, this ball just jumped off Hockey's bat to try to get in on him. Ball stays out over the heart of the plate, and he squares it up. Cunningham gives it another good effort. We've seen him make a couple of nice plays in this series defensively, and Hockey's looking 3 all the way. And makes it easily.
So the Rays now trail 7-5. Here's Ben Zobrist to pinch hit for Gabe Kapler. Iwamura down at third. Kurt Young, the pitching coach, heads to the mound. Russ Springer is up now in the bullpen for Oakland.
And he just did get up. He's just tossing now. Bob Guerin didn't anticipate this off of Michael Wirtz.
Rocky with that 3-base hit, driving in a run.
They tried to get in on him, and the ball just stayed about a third of the way in. He didn't get way in on him. Rocky turned on it.
Going to third for Alltel Wireless. There's a circle for everyone. Call 5, 10, and 20. Free numbers on any network with My Circle, exclusively from Alltel. The pitch to Zobrist is down. 1 ball, no strikes.
2 home runs, 7 RBIs says it all. Big pinch hit home runs, including a big grand slam against Matt Thornton, right-handed of the White Sox. He's done it from both sides of the plate, though.
And he takes a pitch high. Ahead in the count now, 2-0. And entered the game as a pinch hitter last night. Was intentionally walked. Pinch hitting in the 7th inning tonight. And the strike. 2-1. Fouls the pitch back, a fastball, and it's 2-2.
Contact is huge here because the A's are still playing the infield back. They'll give up a run in exchange for an out. Everybody's back right there, so anywhere on the infield except the comebacker, it'll be a 7-6 game.
There's a drive down the right field line. That ball is going to be foul, however. Zobrist put a charge into it. Ball foul down the right side.
Suzuki setting up away, and the ball was away, but it was up where Ben could turn on it. And he knows it's foul as soon as he hits it. He's going to see some kind of split or off speed here. I don't think they're going to see anything close to a fastball in or anything he can get to. We'll see.
The 2-2. And he pops it up. Short right toward the line. Kennedy out there. He makes the catch and tag. Hockey's going to head to the plate. He is out at the plate trying to get around the tag. Suzuki put the tag on him, and that retires the side. So the popper down the right side. Kennedy got the throw away to the plate to double up the base runner Iwamura. And the Rays trail by 2, 7-5. time for the Stay in the Game hold of the day, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Let's take a look at the hold leaders in the major leagues. There and Dondo, Carlos Borball, each with 11. Bobby C., the former Ray, now with the Tigers, has 9. Just as the middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men Hair Color. Lance Cormier will be the new pitcher for the Rays on here in the 8th inning.
His 30th inning of work already out of the bullpen.
Comes in throwing a strike to Kurt Suzuki. Ben Zobrist stays on to play right field. One and one. Suzuki drove in a run with a base hit back in the 2nd inning. Too high. 2 and 1. Have been out hit 9-6. 7-5 as Suzuki fouls one. 2-2. Interestingly enough, the Rays have not left anybody on base tonight, and Oakland has stranded 9.
Well, they've had a ton of base runners tonight, but the Rays get battling back, and I kind of like the try there by Aki. I thought the same thing because Kennedy was going away from the play. I didn't think he'd get enough on it myself. He made a nice throw.
Chopper to third. A nice scoop by Longoria. He makes the play to get Kurt Suzuki.
You know, that's forcing the action, especially, you know, Navarro's still hitting the .175. He was on deck. That's the second out on the pop-up by Zobrist, and I thought it was a good try. Aggressive try. You make them make a play, and they did. And Suzuki had a nice tag, and Aki, as it was, almost slid around the tag. But Kennedy made a nice play, nice throw.
Here's Jack Cust. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball to start him. And now Longoria moves off third and shades the middle in the defensive shift. It's foul. 0-2. J.P. Howell is up in the Rays bullpen. Lifted into center. Upton. There makes the catch. Cormier has retired Suzuki on a ground ball and Cust on the fly ball. And Matt Holliday is going to be the hitter. Holliday with a couple walks and in between a single and a strikeout. Scored a run when he led off the third with a base hit. He's driven home on Adam Kennedy's double. The first pitch breaking ball for a strike. So Cormier has come in throwing strikes.
And a good one right there. Just when you throw strikes, it just changes the pacing. Keep the momentum on the Rays side. Put a 0 in third.
1-1. Again and hit off the end of the bat. Foul. 1-2. That's the thing Cormier's done for the most part this year, is come in and throw strikes.
That's it. You make the defense, or let the defense help you out there. keeps the pacing going, what it does. I mean, the momentum's on the Rays side, even though they're down 2 runs right now. It's really going to give any back. I'm sure that's what Joe Madden's thinking, why Lance is in the game right now.
1-2. Foul ball. He threw him a fastball. Holiday took a rip. Rays have been out hit 9-6. They trail 7-5. All 7 runs charged to the Rays starter Scott Kazmir. He worked 4 1/3, made 93 pitches tonight. Down and away. 2-2.
Remember, you don't have Giambi in the game either. On deck is Hanrahan.
A breaking ball. Ball 3. That one stayed up a little bit. Ground ball chopped to third. Longoria has it. The throw to first in time. And a nice 1-2-3 inning for Cormier. Bottom of the 8th coming. 7-5 Oakland.
He's trailing 7-5. Couple of questions for both Dwayne and Kevin. Chris and Tracy want to know how they determine who the Rays play in the National League during interleague plays, and why is it all East teams and Arizona and Colorado this year. And one other question, which is kind of interesting. One guy wants to know, remember when guys used to get hit by a pitch and the trainers would come out and spray that injury with a numbing substance? Whatever happened to that numbing substance? How come guys don't get sprayed anymore? So, guys, question about NL teams and what happened to that numbing spray?
It doesn't work.
Ethyl chloride.
It doesn't do a whole lot. Makes it cold for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, trainers used to have a little sprayer, and it was part of wherever they went. They were there. Russ Springer has been announced as the new pitcher, and they're going to go out to make sure he's okay. That's kind of interesting here. You know, the first pitch he threw went to the backstop.
Yep, sure did.
And so they want to make sure the 40-year-old right-hander is okay. Hey, he's from Louisiana. He's a tough guy. There's Santiago Casilla getting ready in the bullpen down the left field line. Second part, or actually that was the first question about the interleague. You know, they always go home and home with the Marlins. And to tell you the truth, I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to the way they assign interleague play. You know, when it was initially conceived, it was going to rotate from one division to the next. Springer's first pitch to Navarro is in there for a strike, and it certainly has not done that.
No, MLB thinks there's some natural rivalries. Obviously, the two teams right here in Florida, Tampa Bay and the Florida Marlins, Angels, Dodgers. Two New York teams, they always play each other. But it really isn't. I mean, the two Chicago teams always play each other, but they're supposed to alternate it per division every year. It's not supposed to be the same, but they always match up. Certain rivalries, I think, are natural. I mean, the Oakland A's play the San Francisco Giants every year.
Yeah, they play it. Okay,
Bay Area.
I'll give you that. I mean, some of them, it's a little bit of a stretch. Probably hits it hard on the ground foul, but you know, for an example, this year, you know, the Rays, we're going to go home and home with the Marlins, but they're also going to play the Mets from the National League East. Then they're going to play the Colorado Rockies. In fact, they play the Rockies and the Mets on the same road trip.
Right.
And you know, you had an idea that you were going to rotate, and you wouldn't return to another team to play a team until you'd rotate it all the way through. Well, the Rays haven't played everybody in the National League yet.
No,
this is the second time they're going to be going to play the Rockies out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason for that. It's the unbalanced schedule is the only issue I have, because if you play, you know, tougher teams like the Mets, can make a difference in your division if the other teams in the American League East aren't doing that.
So that's one of the great mysteries, and it's a good question. And I would say just direct it to Major League Baseball to try to figure that one out, because we haven't been able to figure it out yet. Up the left side. Oh, just foul outside the left field line.
Boy, the last two nights we've seen some near misses on both sides of the foul lines. Take a look at this one. This being a double by about 8 inches right there. Zobrist just missed a home run. Carlos missed a home run, then he ended up getting one. Yep. Last night the same thing. He just missed a couple of big extra base hits.
The 2-2. A full count. A nice at bat here by Navi. You know, it's this is encouraging. He's hit the ball foul on a line a couple times. He's worked the count. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at bat. It's 3-2. So maybe this could turn out to be a pivotal at bat for Navarro. He shoots this one foul down beyond the bullpen.
Yeah, both sides. I mean, he's pulled a couple foul. He squared up nicely, and with that one to left, he's seeing the ball in this at bat for sure. Just stay with it.
Again. And a base hit to the right side. Boy, what a great at bat. Navarro hit a 3-2 fastball into right field. That is very encouraging to see that at bat from Dioner Navarro.
Well, you're not kidding. He hit 4 line drives, and finally the 4th one was fair for a crisp single to right field. Good short swing, uses lower half. You see him get the leg down, that back leg, to get through the ball to hit it on the line. That's how you hit a ball on the line right there.
So that's it for Springer. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. to you by Tobacco-Free Florida. Tobacco-Free Florida wants you to be tobacco-free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. By Subway, play hard, eat fresh. And Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Two-run ball game. The Rays have the leadoff man aboard in the 8th. Navarro with a base hit. Santiago Casilla, pitcher number 4 for the Oakland A's.
Saw Casilla last night. He likes to throw that slider.
B.J. Upton. He fouls that first pitch back. An opening fastball. Strike 1. Casilla worked it in it, gave up a hit, picked up a couple of strikeouts. He picked up the win in that game. DJ bounces it foul, third base side. So he's quickly behind in the count. BJ reached on an error in the 4th and scored a run. That's a fly ball center field. Sweeney is right there for it. That's the first out of the 8th. So that's going to get Carl Crawford up here. Carl's looking for his first hit tonight. Struck out. And a fly ball to center in the 4th and a ground ball to short in the 6th inning. He had an infield hit, a couple of hits last night, one an infield hit in the 10th inning off Casilla.
And Suzuki's trying to get Hanahan in, and he is now for the bunt. So he was reminding him, third baseman.
Pitches away. Ball, no strikes.
Nice big hole over there on the right side with Navarro at first base. Navarro can turn on one if he gets one inside.
1-1.
The A's have. They've had some good arms in that bullpen we've seen. Bailey's got a great arm, 94 fastball. Casilla just 93. Of course, Wirtz had been doing well, and the Rays got to him and knocked him out.
It. Fastball in on him. 1-2. Yankees have an 8-3 lead on Baltimore. New York hitting in the bottom of the 8th. Boston leading 8-2 at Fenway in the top of the 8th, leading the Blue Jays. This one, and that got a piece of Suzuki. Steadies himself. There's another look at that.
Yeah, Suzuki got a few the other night, including a ball off his shoulder on a cross-up. Got a few back in the mask. That one got him on the mask. Took the mask right off of him.
1-2 the count to Crawford. And he's out on strikes. Crawford missed the slider. Casilla got ahead of him and threw him the slider for the strikeout.
Yes, put away pitch right here down. Suzuki picks it right there. Doesn't have to make the tag because first base was occupied. Only the second out.
Now Evan Longoria. So Navarro, who opened with a base hit off Springer, is still at first. Longoria takes the slider. That's a strike. Rays got 4 runs off Brett Anderson, 1 run off Michael Wirtz. Springer faced 1 man, and then Casilla. Lance Cormier's in the game, worked the 8th for the Rays. Kazmir, Balfour, Isringhausen, and Cormier. 2.
That slider, tough one right there.
Longoria trying to stay alive somehow against this guy. And did he go? He did not. He started after that one and checked just in time. That's Randy Marsh on the call down at first.
Yep, he held up. The barrel of the bat stays back. He can break the wrist. They've given him a steady diet of curveballs and sliders. And obviously, as hot as Evan had been before this series, they're really bearing down on him, not giving him anything to hit.
And he grounds this one off the glove of Hanahan into short left center. Navarro's hitting third. Into second base goes Longoria. That will be a double for Longoria off the glove of the third baseman Hanahan. And now the Rays have 2 men in scoring position for Carlos Pena.
Hanahan a crossover and about 3 or 4 steps in the dive just off the tip of the glove, and he knocks it into center field. And because of that, Navarro gets to third base easily, but also Evan Longoria gets to second base. And of course, now the option is if they want to put Carlos Pena on, that's the winning run, and face a clutch man all season long in Jason Bartlett. Most managers do not want to put the winning run on, but the winning run is at home plate, or the go-ahead run at least, I should say. So they probably, that's a tough, I would do the same thing, I got to say, with Carlos Pena.
Yep. They're going to walk Pena. Carlos has homered and doubled tonight. So this will load the bases with 2 outs with Bartlett due up. So they've seen enough of Pena. And with first base open, the A's use the intentional pass to put him on and avoid pitching to Pena's powerful bat.
And I know what some people might be thinking out there. Why did Longoria, why didn't he just hold up at first? You can't. You got to force the opposition to do exactly what they're going to do. There's no guarantee if Evan didn't go to second and it's first and third that they'd even throw strikes to Pena anyway, and that he's going to hit a home run. So, hey, you got the bases loaded and pressure on the pitcher that he has to throw strikes. And Bartlett's been hitting like crazy with runners in scoring position. So I would have gone to second also.
He has, and you know, Pena's 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 walks off Casilla. That made the decision pretty easy to walk him.
No doubt.
And even though Bartlett has been hot, he's 0 for 4 against Casilla. So you can look at that a couple of ways. He might be due as well as he's been swinging the bat.
Well, that's one of the reasons Joe Madden put him in the 5 spot behind Pena, because he has been so hot. Driven in some big runs this year.
He's 1 for 3 with a run scored tonight.
There it is. Runners in scoring position, 459.
Yeah, that's best in the league. He's up with the bases loaded. Hitting .379 for the year. The pitch inside. Fastball. 1 ball, no strikes.
You got Ibar on deck, who's swinging the bat very well right now. So
Bartlett faced Casilla last night. Was called out on a slider, so he got that in his memory bank from last night. And he takes the pitch down. 2 fastballs to start him here.
And now Jason just got to really zone out right here on one pitch, one location. He's got the count in his favor when the base is loaded. Casilla needs to throw a strike.
The 2-0. Oh, it gets away from Suzuki. Navarro will score. The runners go to second and third. Now it's a 1-run ball game, 7-6. That's a wild pitch. The run charged to Springer.
Suzuki has picked everything so far in this series, but he couldn't pick that one. That one got by him. Wasn't able to shift over there. And really, with the bases loaded, I mean, that's why if you're Levan Longoria, you did the right thing. You go to second base on that base hit off the glove of Hanahan because you force the other manager to make a decision, and he didn't want to face Pena, but now you force your pitcher to have to throw strikes. And so far hasn't been able to do it against Bartlett.
3-0 the count to Bartlett. And there's ball 4. He walks him. So after the intentional walk, a wild pitch, and now a walk. And that's going to bring up Willie Ibar. Ibar homered last night in the 11th inning, connecting on Springer left-handed. Hit one out right-handed in the 5th inning tonight against the starter, Brett Anderson. So the Rays, trailing 7-6 here in the bottom of the 8th, have the bases loaded with 2 outs, and Ibar stepping in against Casilla. The pitch too high. Fastball with something extra on it, the upper 90s. 1-0 the count.
That's 5 in a row plus the 4 for the intentional walk. So that's 9 balls in a row. Willie's really got to zero in on 1-2. Just square something up and get something that he likes because he's got the count in his favor here. No chasing something out of the zone. Look for a fastball, anything else, just spit on it. Let it go.
1-0 the count. Longoria bluffing a start down the line from third. Just being a distraction over there, and Suzuki's going to go out to try to calm Casilla.
That's exactly what Longo trying to get a balk out of Casilla right there. Casilla was distracted, and Suzuki's saying exactly that, Dwayne. You're right. They just concentrate on Ibar right here. The game's on the line. Fine focus right here for Willie Ibar. Really zone in on something that you like in your wheelhouse.
The 1-0. And he fouls it back. Another fastball. 1-1.
Do the same thing here. If he throws anything else, so be it. But I'd look another fastball right here.
Down the left side. It's going to be out of play as well. So Casilla just stayed right with the hard stuff. Pumping fastball after fastball. He walked Bartlett. Now it's 1-2 to Ibar. And a foul ball back. Ibar will see another pitch.
The protection swing right there. It was up a little bit, but Willie wasn't sure if it'd be called, so he fought it off to stay alive. Hoping he can get a mistake for Casilla right here.
Ibar waiting on Casilla. And a little tap left side. Picked up by Hanahan. Throw to first is in time. And that will retire the side. The Rays come up with a run. They leave him loaded. So we've completed 8 innings of the score. Oakland 7 and the Rays 6. Run, stay on top of Florida sports. Become a Facebook fan of Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida for frequent updates, exclusive sneak peeks of upcoming shows, and behind-the-scene views. Find us on Facebook by searching Sun Sports / Fox Sports Florida. J.P. Howell, pitcher number 5 of the night for the Rays. He'll face Jack Hanahan, and the pitch is a strike. JP pitched 2 innings last night, but made just 18 pitches in those 2 innings. He's back out there tonight.
He did a great job last night. Got all 6 guys he faced.
0-2 the count to Hanahan.
Person was up behind him, so JP's probably going to face just these 2 lefties.
And he strikes out Hanahan on 3 pitches. So a pretty official way to start here as JP notches the strikeout.
Yeah, that's pain too. Look at that pitch right on the outside corner at the knees. Great pitch.
That'll be Adam Kennedy. Kennedy doubled in a run in the 3rd. And he runs up on that pitch, taking it for a strike. Veteran second baseman. Playing second with Mark Ellis out. Dealt to the Oakland club from the Rays AAA club. 1-1. 4 1/3 from Kazmir, an inning and 2/3 from Balfour. 1 inning each from Isringhausen and Cormier. Now J.P. Howell. And strike. Rays in the bottom of the 9th due to have Iwamura, Zobrist, and then Navarra. So the Rays trying to keep Oakland right here at 7 runs. Takes the count to 2-2.
And Oakland doesn't have a lefty in their bullpen. Ziegler was up. That's the closer. So looks like he'll be coming in, kind of a submarine thrower.
Kennedy fouls it to keep the bat alive.
Brought the glove on the right night.
Yep. You have to come prepared. I'm not sure if that's regulation size. Somebody better check that.
To catch a muffin ball.
A little tap right side. Aki stumbles a little bit, but gets the throw away. And Kennedy is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Just a quick reminder. Immediately following the game tonight, Rays Live post game. So be sure and stay with us for that one. There's Crosby, and he pops it up. This is Bartlett to make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 ninth. So the Rays coming in, bottom of the ninth. Aki's going to lead it off. Rays trail 7-6. Performer of the game, and Akinori Iwamura bunted his way on in the 5th inning. He tripled in a run in the 7th, so he's gone 2 for 3. He continues his hot hitting. His average now over 300. Be sure and check out the new R Performance vehicles at your local Jaguar dealer or on JaguarUSA.com. Yankees have beaten Baltimore tonight. That's an 11-4 final there. Red Sox lead Toronto on the top of the 9th at Boston 8-3. The new pitcher, Brad Ziegler. 1 ball, no strikes the count.
Yeah, 4 saves and 5 opportunities. Going to face 3 lefties in this inning.
And Aki sends a fly ball to center. And Sweeney is there to make the catch. And so that's the first out. The Rays down to their final 2 outs. Ben Zobrist on his way to the plate against Ziegler. Ben pinch hit in the 7th inning. 0 for 1 and takes the pitch down. 1 ball and no strikes. Been 0 for 4 lifetime against Ziegler. Ground ball, foul outside of first. Crosby hugging the line, playing to prevent the extra base hit that way.
Yeah, he would have gobbled that one up. I mean, he's right on the line. Glove side right there with one step.
It's away. 2-1. Ziegler's 29 years old. He was in 47 games last year, was 3-0 with 11 saves and a 1.06 earned run average. This is inside, and now it's 3-1. Zobrist draws the walk. The Rays have a base runner here with one out. And Deoner Navarro coming to the plate.
Yeah, Deoner's got to be real selective here, make him come up and keep the ball off the ground. He really squared up a line drive single in the 8th inning and scored a run. He had a really good at bat, one of the better at bats he's had so far this season. So don't be anxious on this one. Ziegler come up a little bit. Drive him.
Well, he lined a single into right in the 8th inning. And the pitch is a strike on the inside part of the plate. Navarro, like Zobrist before him, does not have a hit in just a handful of at-bats against Ziegler. He's 0 for 3. Against the submarining right-hander. Back in at first, Zobrist. And one more time, and Ben is back in.
Outfield for the A's is definitely playing no doubles. I think they're playing no triples.
Yeah.
I mean, they are way deep. Look how deep they are.
The 0-1. It's away. Ball in one strike. Boy, if Navi could hit a line drive into left center field.
Oh, goodness.
We'd see people running all over the place here.
Not kidding. Look how deep Sweeney is out there in center. Doubles defense is what that is.
Again, Zobrist is back in. Now Zobrist has drawn the walk with one out. Drawing Ziegler's attention. Pitch away. 2 balls and a strike. Ziegler has given up 6 runs, 5 earned, spread over his last 4 outings in 5 innings. And now Kurt Young, pitching coach, will trot to the mound again. He's given up only a couple of runs in the first 9 games he appeared in. Better than 11 innings, and then a few runs lately. Runner at first with 1 out. 2-1 to count to Navi. Ziegler last year began his big league career with 39 innings of scoreless baseball. And that pitch is away. 3-1.
Navarro's doing exactly what he did his last at bat, really seeing the ball well and staying quiet at the plate, not jumping.
Zobrist with his lead. 3-1 pitch. And it's taken for a strike.
That's a good take, because that looked like it could have been off the corner, and he swung at that. Unless he shoots it to left field, that's a ground ball pitch right there. And now you can get Zobrist in motion too. Maybe open up a hole, turn into a run and hit play.
And at first, back in there as Crosby had a little trouble coming up with that toss. Got part of Ben.
You know, and you got a ground ball pitcher who's not overpowering, so I mean it's a good time to run here. You got to figure that Navarro can make contact off the Ziegler.
Now the 3-2. He swings and pumps it into short center. Sweeney coming in though with hang time and makes the catch. Out number 2. So with 2 outs, Zobrist remains at first. The Rays down by a run. B.J. Upton officially 0 for 4 on the night. There's the pitch, and it's stroked into left center field. That ball on the run is Sweeney diving, and he makes the catch to end the game. Upton made a bid for an extra base hit, and Sweeney, who entered the game in the 5th inning and made a couple other great defensive plays, makes one there to end this game. 7-6 the final.
Boy, he did. He's made some nice catches tonight since he's come into the ball game, and he picks that one right off the ground, and he got it. He did get it.
Made the diving grab, and he held on. And Oakland has held on. They win it 7-6 and have taken 2 of the first 3 games here from the Rays in this 4-game series. So the Rays drop this one 7-6. Brett Anderson